Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies coming off of a victory on Sunday in Milwaukee, 101-95. And, of course, it is time for the Detroit starting lineup. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, Williams, Person, right in the middle, Gasol, and Battier. In his first season with the Memphis Grizzlies, Hubie Brown. Hubie's been extremely pleased with the productivity over the last week by the Memphis Grizzlies. Their last home game they won against New Jersey, 97-90, and then took the Dallas Mavericks into the fourth quarter on Friday night before falling to the dangerous Mavericks. And for the Indiana Pacers, Jamal Tinsley, Reggie Miller, the veteran, Brad Miller, first-time All-Star in the middle, Jermaine O'Neal, two-time All-Star, and Ron Artest, the stopper on the defensive side. Isaiah Thomas, a 12-time All-Star himself, and as a coach, a week and a half ago in Atlanta, it was his first All-Star game. And for Isaiah Thomas, of course, 2 world championships in which he won in Detroit, and he's trying to bring the same to Indiana. Jamal Tinsley, part of the Got Milk Rookie Challenge during the All-Star weekend, played alongside Pau Gasol. You see his numbers, and a matchup that a year ago produced unbelievable contest in which the Grizzlies won 122-111. You see the numbers right there for Jason on that night. The most ever scored by a Grizzly against the Indiana Pacers. Jamal Tinsley in that same contest, Hawk, had 28. Three officials, Steve Javie, Sean Corbin, and Gary Zielinski.
Yeah, that was an up-and-down game. Fun to do, and you may see some of the same type of performances tonight. Both teams like to get up and down the floor, get in early transition.
Here's Ron Artest making his move on Battier, sealed by Lorenzen Wright, kicks it out Tinsley. Here's Miller in the high post, puts it on the deck. 9 of the shot clock runs right into Lorenzen, and Lorenzen with one hand ties him up. And a jump ball.
Good defense by Lorenzen right off the bat. Brad Miller doesn't have the foot speed to go around Lorenzen on the perimeter, stayed with him and forced a jump ball.
Brad Miller on the season averaging 14 points and 8.5 rebounds. And yes, in the East, that is an all-star at his position. They dump it down low. This is Brad Miller out of Purdue University. Of course, played with the Chicago Bulls. Miller fading. Still got it going.
Yeah, I was talking to Reggie before the game, and he said to me, well, I'm just hanging in there trying to still play. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a little better than that.
37 years of age, averaging just under 14 points a game. Deep post position by Gasol. Nice start as they feed him down low on the blocks.
And Jermaine O'Neal, he'll be in trouble if he gives Pau Gasol that post position all night.
O'Neal blocked by Gasol, then stripped by Tinsley. Indiana coming off of a horrid loss in Atlanta as Miller streaks right to the bucket. And he has all 4 points. It's 4-2 Indiana early on. Against the Pacers, they lost the first game of their 4-game road trip, 99-86. Late in the first quarter, get this, 5 technical fouls assessed to the Indiana Pacers in less than 2 minutes. 4 came in a 19-minute span. O'Neal with the block, averages better than 2 a game. So you know the Indiana Pacers a little surly as they come to Memphis tonight. Counted and 1. And Artest heads to the line.
Ron Artest, very strong at going to the basket. Loves to go left. And once you let Ron Artest get the ball above his waist, it's hard to stop him. He's strong enough where he can play and go through a lot of fouls and still finish at the hoop like we just saw there.
Artest, 73% free throw shooter on the season. And a quick start by the Indiana Pacers and a 5-point advantage for the Pacers over the Memphis Grizzlies. Jason Williams battling migraine headaches. Person dumps it down low. Quick move by Lorenzen Wright. Strip. Took one too many. Could have gone up strong after that quick first move, and it didn't work.
First step was excellent. When you get that kind of advantage, go up and dunk the basketball before the defense can recover.
Jermaine O'Neal, left hand. Quickly ahead. Gasol down low. Quick move. Shot doesn't go, and Jermaine O'Neal with the rebound.
Well, that's the one thing you have to watch out for when you're going to the basket against Indiana. They're very physical, and they use their body well.
Jermaine O'Neal hands it back. Here's Tinsley. Too strong. Lorenzen and Miller get tangled up. Miller to Artest underneath. Artest, 5 points. Grizzlies 1 of 3.
Nice finish by Artest, but those are the little things that Brad Miller does to help the team out.
Gasol spins. Miller reaches in. Gasol, too strong. Weak side. Lorenzen puts it up in a whistle, and Hubie Brown is all over Sean Corbin about the lack of calls. And Hubie Brown just got a technical foul.
Good offensive rebound by Lorenzen. Gets to the free throw line for 2 shots. Hubie Brown early in the game protecting his players from the physical contact and the physical play of Indiana.
And so Hubie Brown going over to Sean Corbin saying that's the 3rd time that we don't get a call. And Sean Corbin teed him up for that. And he said, that's the first time I've been teed up all year, and you're going to tee me up for that?
Yeah, that was a quick technical. If you're going to get a technical, you want to make it feel as though you've earned it.
That is unbelievable. And now Steve Javy just threw him out.
Oh, I cannot believe
that. That is absolutely
ridiculous.
Steve Javy, who was at least 15 feet away, who is not at least 15 feet away, teed him up and then just threw him out. You got to be kidding me.
And he's not even addressing Steve Javy. He's under the basket.
And Corbin said, okay, that's enough. And Hubie was walking away, and Javy teed him up. I mean, that is absolutely the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And now Hubie is getting on Javy, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I don't blame him either.
Is absolutely ridiculous. And so that's what set him off. Sean Corbin, you hear it there. You said it to me 3 times.
Yeah, how many times do you hear coaches, players say something to officials? You hear them say it a lot more than 3 times.
And like Hubie said, I didn't even cuss. I cannot believe that what we just saw set off Sean Corbin and then set off Steve Javy. I mean, really. I'm being honest, being fair. I cannot believe that set off those 2 officials. If that is the case, there is a serious issue in the NBA.
That's a serious issue with this crew tonight, if that's the only thing that sets them off. Oh, God, Grizzlies coming out with the full court trap. 3 comes from the corner, and Jermaine O'Neal sneaks in for the offensive rebound. But when you go into that trap, when the shot goes up quickly, you have to find the body and block someone out.
Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line. Well, as you well know, Hersey, throughout the course of this season, there have been many complaints about the officials in the NBA. And after what I just saw, I am just absolutely amazed that set off Sean Corbin. And then Steve Javy, who was a good 20 feet away, teed him up. Jermaine O'Neal with a big finish, and the Grizzlies cannot allow this to go, and Lionel Hollins wants a timeout.
Yeah, officiating in this league, it's a tough job to go out there every night, but Hubie Brown deserves the respect to be able to say to an official, even if it's 5 times, to watch my players in the box or to watch out for his players, and to get teed up for not even raising your voice, it's ridiculous.
I cannot agree with you more. I have heard Hubie Brown say this repeatedly, that he has never intentionally gotten a technical foul, never intentionally gotten that second technical to get thrown out of a game, and that was certainly the case in this situation. He was standing behind Pau Gasol, who he felt was getting fouled. Corbin did not make the call, so Hubie went over and said to him, you know, he's been down there 3 times and he has gotten hammered. Corbin stood there, listened. Hubie repeated it 3 times. Corbin didn't say anything back, then teed him up. Then Steve Javie, 20 feet away, because Hubie continued a conversation, teed him up. It is mind-boggling that that just occurred. Gasol trickles out.
And I think if you're a coach and you're addressing the referees, I think the least they can do is recognize that you're talking to them and respond and give you an answer back.
No question. Not only that, as O'Neal slams it, and a technical foul called on Jermaine O'Neal for holding on to the rim.
Nice pass by Tinsley, but you can't dunk the basketball, do a chin up, and then slap the glass. That's an easy technical to call.
Let's not forget, too, that Steve Javie is the official that Pat Riley has had some run-ins with during the course of this season. However, to Hubie's defense, once again, there was absolutely no verbal abuse on his part toward the official. And to me, when you are not even 4 minutes into a contest, to do that is absolutely ridiculous if you are official, because you have then set the tone of the night too early. You've dictated some of this game now tonight.
Definitely. And evidently something went on there in the officials' locker room that they did not like, for them to come out as uptight as they have in the beginning of this game.
11-point game and a loose ball foul on Jermaine O'Neal, so he will have to sit, and racing out and taking off his warm-up top is Al Harrington. So the Grizzlies will have to overcome, obviously, Hubie Brown getting ejected in a 1-6 start from the floor. And while the Pacers are 6 of 12. Here's Gasol. High-low feed disrupted by Harrington, who just checked in. Here's Tinsley quickly into the front court. Pulls it back. Williams cut off the lane.
You have to be careful with Indiana making passes. They're very quick. They get a lot of deflections and steals and get into transition.
Tinsley spins, carries the basketball. There are times in which Jamal Tinsley will do that just a little bit too much.
Yeah, Jamal Tinsley has to learn to make the simple play. You have a mismatch, put your big man on the box, or you go one-on-one. There's no need for all the dribble antics.
People are just settling into their seats, and Hubie Brown ejected, and the Memphis Grizzlies now just 1 of 7 from the floor. Jamal Tinsley, Artest, Brad Miller, Reggie Miller, Al Harrington, Jermaine O'Neal. 2 quick personal fouls, so he's on the bench. Also a technical foul for hanging on the rim. Artest backs down. Battier takes it away from his backside. Jason Williams. Williams, quick crossover, driving. Doesn't roll. Battier tapping it up, keeping it alive. J. Will gets it back in the lane, and it pops in. Tenacious.
Nice hustle by the Grizzlies. Indiana, they don't give up too many second chance opportunities. The Grizzlies being active on the offensive glass early.
9-point game. Isaiah Thomas takes a timeout. The Memphis Grizzlies trail the Indiana Pacers early on. 6:06 to go, first quarter. Williams had a huge night, 33 points, as he racked it up, and the Memphis Grizzlies won. Prior to that, of course, the Grizzlies struggled in Vancouver mightily against Indiana. Jason Williams, Shane Battier, Lorenz in the right, Wesley Person, Pau Gasol on the floor for Memphis. Harrington on Pau. Pau spins away from him. Got it and one.
And that's the same play Hubie Brown was complaining about earlier. Indiana going underneath Pau Gasol when he's finishing his move. They're playing good position defense initially. Then as the shot is going up, when he's going up for the shot, they're going right into his body, forcing him off balance. But finally, the officials catch him.
Gasol continues to struggle from the free throw line in the month of February, 59%. Miller misses. Second chance opportunity, Artest. Prior to that shot, Indiana had turned it over on 3 straight possessions underneath Harrington. Gives it to Tinsley. 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Tinsley kicks it back. This is Harrington fading over Person. Difficult shot doesn't go. Miller. Put back. Brad Miller. Averaging 14.3 points a game.
Good defensive possession. You force a difficult shot by Harrington. You have to come up with that defensive rebound.
Third best rebounding team in the NBA, the Indiana Pacers. Gasol trying to make his move on Miller. Backs him down. Spins middle. Hook shot. Rolls off the front of the iron, and Artest bats it to Reggie Miller.
Nice patience by Pau Gasol. He has to take his time. Once he gets into position to get his shot, Brad Miller can't block it, so take your time getting into your shot.
Reggie Miller, nobody runs their routes better. Spin move, Tinsley. Artest, 6 on the shot clock, down to 5 on the shot clock. On Jason Williams, Artest angling, shot doesn't go. Gasol takes it off of the iron and sends it ahead to Williams. Williams, down low, Lorenzen, right hand, doesn't fall. Lorenzen right over the last 3 games, really struggling, Hawk, 32%. That's what you talked about earlier, Jamal Tinsley and see Isaiah, former point guard, 12-time All-Star. There's no need for that right there.
I know, and he throws it right to the guy you don't want to throw it to, Isaiah, one of the best all-time point guards in the league. Young player trying to be flashy instead of making the correct play.
Second-year player out of Iowa State, grew up on the playgrounds in New York City. Spent a couple of years in junior college, got a late start in college. Ron Mercer checking in, and last touch by Memphis, and so it's Indiana basketball.
Nice
Earl
hustle.
Watson checks in for Jason Williams.
Good hustle back on defense by Shane Battier, forcing the miss by Ron Mercer. That's what you have to do. Don't give up on the play. Get back into it. You never know. An offensive player may miss the layup.
Earl Watson, 2 points, 4 assists against Milwaukee in that victory. Wesley Person will get a rest as Michael Dickerson checks in. Spoke to Mike D before the start of the game, said, yes, I'm a little bit sore, but overall I'm feeling great. He has played very well on the defensive end. Spin move, Harrington, left hand doesn't fall, and Watson snares the rebound. Quickly ahead, Watson looking for Lorenzen right, down low. Can Ren get one to fall? No, trickles out, offensive rebound. Gasol strong with the basketball.
Now Gasol showing some anger on the play, going up, getting it to crawl across the front of the rim.
Whistle and a foul, despite a horrible shooting early on as Watson hobbles away. The Grizzlies are right in this game.
Lorenzen has missed several opportunities point-blank range, but there's Powell cleaning up the offensive glass again and going up with some force, putting it down.
Harrington on the season, a 78% free throw shooter. The numbers from Atlanta. Indiana with just 1 field goal over the last 4.5 minutes. 5 of 7 from the free throw line collectively, and a 9-point advantage. Grizzlies shooting just 27% right now, 4 of 15. Watson on the near side. Gives it up top, Gasol. Miller on him. Underneath, Lorenzen right. Blows the dunk. Lorenzen back up, and finally one trickles through. 1 of 5 from the floor.
Lorenzen, he's continuing to be aggressive, and he's getting great post position, and those shots will eventually fall.
Miller underneath, Harrington spins baseline, travels. The Memphis Grizzlies trail by 7 here in the first quarter with 2:48 to go. Lorenzen right blows the dunk, and And the putback is good. Night. BMX rider Kip Williamson, free surfer Chad Towersey, and Leanne Tweeden are the experts bringing you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features that you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 coming up on Fox Sports Net. Drew Gooden checking in for the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies on a 9-4 run over the last 5 minutes. Swift on the court, along with Mike D, Pau Gasol, and Watson. Kick out. Earl Watson shows, puts it on the deck. Shot doesn't fall. Brad Miller underneath with Earl Watson takes it away. Watson so scrappy.
He gets in there and get offensive rebounds. If you don't pay attention to him, he sneaks in. He'll get a few of them.
Tinsley. Miller cut off by Dickerson, so he gives it to Brad Miller. Cutting underneath Harrington. Kicks it out. Miller. Quick move around Dickerson. And a foul right before the shot clock violation.
Two-shot foul.
And a two-shot foul. And Reggie Miller heads to the free throw line as Dickerson earns his first.
Good defensive play, but Reggie Miller makes a great offensive move. Dickerson closes out on him, takes away the three-pointer, just nips him on the back of the head. Reggie Miller goes to the free throw line.
5th in the league, and that's a rare sight. He's 89% on the season. And of course, he has led the NBA in free throw shooting 3 of the last 4 seasons. And he misses the first. Second is good.
Remarkable to lead the league in free throw shooting 3 of the last 4 seasons.
Indiana by 8 right now. Dickerson out of the wing on the near side. Gooden gets position on Mercer, spins, fading, and it rolls in. In the month of February, Gooden shooting just 35%, but he was able to get the roll. And the Grizzlies trail by only 6 because Indiana, after that quick start, 6 of 12. Overall, they're now 7 of 18. Tinsley, shot doesn't fall.
Good defense. That's what you want Tinsley to do. Raise up and shoot the outside shots. He's at his best when he's getting in the lane.
Stutter step move. Earl Watson lays it through. Tremendous move by Watson. Indiana won for their last 7. It's a 4-point game.
Grizzlies continue to attack the basket, get good shots inside the paint.
Ron Mercer with the air ball, and Watson quickly ahead. Dickerson for 3, got it. 1-point game on the 3 by Michael Dickerson.
Nice to see Dickerson back. Brad Miller didn't want to close out on him, fearing his quickness. Dickerson raised up and shot the 3.
Knocked down 2 threes on Sunday in Milwaukee. Harrington, high school star out of St. Patrick's in New Jersey, and 1.
Harrington, very aggressive offensively. When he checks in the game, he's looking to do one thing, that's put the ball in the basket. Every single time he's touched it since checking into the game, he's put it up. And Dickerson in transition, raises up, shoots the jumper, knocks down the 3. Love to see Dickerson shoot the ball. Nice high arch on his shot.
Harrington, just 23 years of age. He turned 23 yesterday. And he just scored Indiana's 2nd field goal in the last 7.5 minutes. They have really struggled. Mike Batiste gives Pau Gasol rest. Gasol, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Deflected. Dickerson, 10 on the shot clock. Watson, Gooden, hop step. Batiste, Swift, better hurry. 3, 2. And a 3-second violation on the Memphis Grizzlies. And a turnover with 20.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Grizzlies couldn't get a shot off Indiana for the first time, showing their zone in the first quarter.
Hawk, Indiana led by as many as a dozen. It's now a 4-point game. 7 on the shot clock. 7 remaining in the first quarter, and Mercer knocks it down. And 3.5 seconds will show on the clock. As Steve Javy makes a change. Grizzlies have a shot for the response. Earl Watson. First quarter comes to a close, but the Memphis Grizzlies, after Hubie Brown was ejected, certainly could have been in a situation where they just laid down, but they didn't. They fought back hard, and the Memphis Grizzlies now trail by only 6. Sean Corbin saying that he heard enough. Steve Javy from across the room. Unbelievable. We head to the second. The leads by 6. They led by as many as a dozen in the first quarter. Looking for a chance to show your Grizzlies pride? Get the new Memphis Grizzlies license plate, but make it possible. To make it possible, we need your help. The state of Tennessee requires 1,000 orders to begin production. Be a part of history by becoming one of the first 1,000 Tennessee residents to purchase the official Memphis Grizzlies license plate. All you need to do is visit Grizzlies.com. Drew Gooden, Watson, along with Dickerson, Swift, and Batiste.
And Indiana, after being successful in the zone, comes out again. Shows the zone beginning of the second quarter.
Jermaine O'Neal back out on the floor after picking up 2 quick personal fouls in the first quarter in 5 minutes. Ron Mercer, along with Eric Strickland, just checking in at the start of the second quarter. Artest, Jermaine O'Neal on the floor, along with Harrington. Since Earl Watson has entered, the Grizzlies have outscored Indiana 11-8. Gooden misses. Strickland, long rebound. He'll look to push. Strickland stops at the foul line. Jumper doesn't go, and Gooden handles the rebound.
Indiana, they look for scoring opportunities in transition. They're looking to get their first available good shot.
Dickerson's shot doesn't go. Well, it's like Hubie Brown addressed this morning at shoot-around. He said 50% of what they like to do comes in transition. Mercer spins back. 10 of the shot clock. Mercer fires over Batiste and knocks it down.
Mercer so good at that hesitation dribble, putting you to sleep. Just that 1 second, then he raises up and shoots the jumper.
Artest gets right underneath the eye, the bridge, and the nose of Michael Dickerson. Indiana on a 7-0 run. Harrington in the lane. Ball swatted away by Swift, scooped up by Watson. Indiana gets back. Batiste lays it up and in. And 4 Pacers running with Mike Batiste.
Nice communication, a good lead pass by Earl Watson. Mike Batiste turning it on at the last minute, outrunning the Pacers.
Artest spins by Batiste, gets fouled.
Nice defensive hands by the Grizzlies to come up with the steal. Then more importantly, turning it into 2 points. Getting down the floor, Mike Batiste finishes with the easy layup.
Artest good with the first free throw. Now to St. John's. 73% free throw shooter. He is a integral part of what they do in Indiana. Without him in the lineup, 3 and 5. He missed 1 game due to a stomach virus, 7 games because of a suspension. Turnover. 4 games he served for getting into it with Pat O'Reilly. Artest for 3. And 3 games earlier for throwing a TV monitor after a loss against the New York Knicks and a timeout taken by the Memphis Grizzlies. An 11-2 run, Hersey.
And that's the one area Artest has improved on, is his outside shooting.
35% on the season. He can do a lot.
He does it all. He's a good passer. He's great at going to the basket. He's improved his scoring, so he's a big part of their offensive sets. And defensively, we all know what he can do. He's their best defensive player. Can guard 1, the 2, or the 3. Takes a lot of pressure off some of the other players when you have one player that can guard that many positions.
Artest on the defensive end can just flat out aggravate you. On the season, he's averaging 15 points. So many people forget about what he does on the offensive end. Batiste. Indiana in his zone. Gooden thought about it. 5 of the shot clock fading. That's a tough angle. You don't want to take that shot fading like that. He's not a sharp shooter. And last touch by Dickerson. It's Indiana basketball. If you look at Drew Gooden since the start of the season, his numbers over each month have steadily declined. I think part of the reason why is because of his shot selection. His shot selection has declined.
Exactly right, Matt. He gets himself in trouble a lot of times by not taking the first available shot to him. He'll put it on the floor and end up taking a more difficult shot. When you have a standstill 20-footer, take that shot.
Get up, Drew.
Gooden gets the rebound, and that's what he can excel at right there, getting the rebound. Jason Williams back out onto the floor. But the other thing I think he struggles with as a young player is giving the ball up and then getting it back. Having that trust. Dickerson exploding to the hole. There's that old adage, you give, therefore you shall receive.
And veteran players understand that. That if you give it up, eventually it comes back to you.
7-point game. Michael Dickerson has 5 points. Hit a 3 and then just went to the hole. Mercer from the outside. Misses badly. Fading Harrington on the offensive glass. Second chance opportunity. They rebound the ball so well.
Harrington is another player that actually takes difficult shots, but he's so confident that he can make those shots that he makes a lot of them.
How about Batiste along the baseline? Mike Batiste over the last 6 games averaging 8.5 points and 5 rebounds. He's played really well in the month of February. Strickland, 4 minutes into the second quarter, looking for Mercer. Mercer blew the shot. Artest gives it back to Mercer. He travels, and Ron Mercer, who went to high school in Nashville, Tennessee, struggling. 2 of 5, 4 points, and turns it over there in his 8 minutes. The Grizzlies early on had the first 4 turnovers, and then Indiana responded with 4 turnovers of their own. Williams, hop step, spills out. Memphis basketball.
Nice move by Jason Williams. That's how you beat the zone. You get into the seams, you make quick moves. He got to the basket before the defense could react.
Harrington out, Brad Miller checking back in. Batiste for 3. Oh my, Mike Batiste. 21% three-point shooter, but the confidence to stick it in the corner on the inbounds.
He raised up and shot that with ease. Jermaine O'Neal didn't respect his jumper.
5-point game. Brad Miller along the end line.
Brad Miller so good at finding the open spots. Plays well off players when they penetrate, can knock down that 15-foot jumper.
Gasol squares up on Miller. Makes his move and stripped away by Strickland. Memphis retains possession with 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Strickland sneaking from behind. Good defensive play. Almost comes up with the steal, but heads up play by Strickland.
Battier, Lorenzen right. Wesley Person joining Williams and Gasol on the floor. Gasol picked up by Jermaine O'Neal. Head fake. Battier up fake. Shoots over Artest. Knocks it down. Battier 6 and 9 in Milwaukee on Sunday.
Shane Battier does a great job of shooting off the dribble. He doesn't get enough credit for being able to do that.
Artest stutter step move. Here's Strickland. It's a 3. Doesn't fall. And Gasol has his outlet deflected, but Williams gathers and pushes. Battier gives it back. Williams through the seam. Back outside. Battier creating and loses it momentarily. Lorenzen away from the bucket. Miller's on him. 8 on the shot clock. Set it up down low. Lorenzen. He's got that shot. And when he was rolling in January, that was money.
And that's good recognition by the Grizzlies. They didn't get a shot in their early offense. They took their time, got it to Lorenzen on the box, took the jumper, 2 points.
2-point game. Grizzlies in the zone. Strickland calling for it in the corner for 3. No. Williams a long rebound. Keeps it dribble. Artest went for the steal. Opportunity to tie or take the lead on a three. Williams, no. Jermaine O'Neal boards it. Second best defensive rebounding team in the NBA are the Pacers. Artest looks for the cutter. Mercer, skip pass. Strickland again for three. Hasn't found one. Strickland 0 of 4 from the floor. Williams. Here's Battier. Got it. Memphis by 1 after trailing by as many as a dozen.
Fast break opportunity will be there for the Grizzlies. Indiana, every time on a defensive rebound, they crowd the defensive player that gets the rebound. Grizzlies, they're outletting it and they're getting advantages in transition.
Battier knocked down the three. The Memphis Grizzlies lead by 1. Memphis by 1. Shane Battier knocked down the three for the Grizzlies to grab the lead. Every night it's the Southern Sports Report. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report nightly, 9 o'clock Central only on Fox Sports Net. Memphis started the game 1 of 9, and since that time, Hersey, they're shooting 52% from the floor.
And they've done a great job in the second quarter of getting back in transition, but also limiting Indiana's second chance opportunities.
Artest with a big hop step. He already has 10 on 4-6 shooting, 2 of 3 from the free throw line.
And when you're guarding Ron Artest, you have to play on his left hand. He likes to get to his left hand into the middle of the lane.
Grizzlies with 18 points in the paint to 14, now 16 for Indiana. 4 on the shot clock, up fake, Lorenzen gets mugged by Ron Artest.
That's a good call. He was definitely mugged from behind by Artest. Artest trying to come up with the block shot from behind. Gets a little more than the ball.
With 2 seconds on the shot clock, no need for that if you're Indiana.
But that's Ron Artest.
Well, that is. And you see the numbers for Lorenzen Wright. And certainly their concern is not during the course of the regular season, but what transpires in the playoffs. What happens if this team excels in the postseason and you get into the Eastern Conference Finals Game 7 situation? That's where the great fear in the back of the mind relies. Miller blocked by Gasol.
Miller, he'll make the jump shot, but he won't get off his feet.
Tinsley gets in the lane. Oh yeah! Another block by Gasol. Last touch by Tinsley, who's slowly getting off of the deck, and it's Memphis basketball.
Great block by Pau Gasol. He's able to cover so much ground with his long arms. He gets to this ball. Tinsley thinks he has an easy layup. Goes off of his feet. Nice play by Pau.
Shane cutting toward the hole. Gasol takes a jumper. Doesn't fall, and Miller with a rebound. Pau has 3 blocks tonight. Ron Artest launches the 3. 13 points for Ron Artest. And a 2-point advantage for Indiana.
Ron Artest has been the one player that has been able to knock it down from the outside tonight.
Well, that earlier 3 in which he shot, they changed it as he kicks it, and the Grizzlies will get 14 on the shot clock. And they took it back and said it was a 2. Foot was on the line, so that is actually their first made 3 of the contest. 1 of 6. They don't only attempt 12.9 threes a game. 11th in the league at 3-point shooting, 35%. Person underneath. Battier blows the layup, and O'Neal's right there. Grizzlies shooting 38.5% from the floor. 3 minutes remaining in the first half, and Battier kicks it.
The Grizzlies shooting 38%, but it's not because of lack of ball movement. good shots. They're getting good looks at the basket. It's overshooting a lot of shots. Can't get the easy ones to fall.
Is that because they're expecting contact?
I think when you're playing against an Indiana team, you expect some physical contact when you go to the basket, and a lot of time it's not there.
So you overcompensate?
Yeah, you think you're going to get hit, but you don't. You're playing for the foul instead of going to the hoop to finish the basket. And if the contact happens, it happens.
Lorenzen gets hammered, and he'll head to the free throw line as Brad Miller and Artest was right there on the scene, and that's the second time Artest has been there. 4-point game, Pacers on top, 2:32 to go first half. 2:32 remaining in the first half. This weekend, NASCAR shifts to the Rock for another full weekend of racing action. Friday, it's Busch Series qualifying on Speed, followed by Winston Cup qualifying on Fox Sports Net. Saturday, it's NASCAR Busch Series racing presented by John Deere on FX, followed by Winston Cup practice. Sunday, start your day with NASCAR this morning on Fox Sports Net, followed by the world's best drivers going bumper to bumper at the Rock. And Subway 400 NASCAR returns this weekend across the Fox networks. Lorenzen Wright heads to the free throw line. Lorenzen over the last 3 games, like Pau Gasol, struggling. 4 of 11, and over the last 6, shooting just 58%. However, tonight he has reversed that trend. He is 3 of 4, 7 points already for Lorenzen on 2 of 5 shooting, and he does not get the roll as it pops out. The Grizzlies collectively 4 of 7 from the free throw line, while the Pacers are 8 of 12. Lorenzen gets a second, has 8 points, matching his total from Sunday. Over the last 2 games, averaging 5.5 points and 7 rebounds. And Sean Corbin wants 1 second put back on the game clock. And so there you see it at the top of your screen, 2:32.
And Grizzlies have to be careful the last 2:32 of the second quarter. Watch Jermaine O'Neal. He hasn't been involved in the offense since he checked back in the game.
Artest has been involved. He has 13. Reggie Miller gets by Gasol. Underneath on the block, Brad Miller with 7 on the shot clock. And Brad Miller with 6 points and 8 rebounds already.
How about Reggie Miller passing up the 3-point shot? One of the best 3-pointers in the history of the league, getting it to his big guy inside.
Gasol will head to the free throw line. And Brad Miller picked up his second right there.
The Grizzlies continue to be active on the glass. Aggressive going to the offensive boards. And when you're aggressive, you send 2 or 3 players. Come up with good scoring opportunities. Pau Gasol, 2 free throws.
7 points, 6 rebounds for Powell, shooting just 3 of 8. You see those numbers in the month of February. Not good. Said he's thinking about it a lot. And as you know, when you start thinking about it, a lot of times everything just goes south.
Well, the good thing about it is he recognizes that he is thinking about it. So go up to the free throw line. You have a routine. Stick to it. Shoot the ball.
Gasol 2 of 3 tonight. Brad Miller down low. Battier on him. Miller takes him in the lane. Kicks it out. This is Tinsley. Miller, another entry pass. O'Neal, 5 in the shot clock, 4 in the shot clock. Lorenzen draped all over Jermaine O'Neal. Tough angle, doesn't go. Last touch by Artest. Memphis basketball. Great defense that time by the Grizzlies.
Nice defense and good box out by Wesley Person on the weak side. Boxing out a stronger Ron Artest.
Jason dribbled off of his right foot, gets it back. 10 of the shot clock. Williams for 3, gets fouled. So Jason Williams will have an opportunity to tie from the free throw line. Was 4 of 6 on Sunday from the free throw line.
Bad foul by Tinsley. You never want to foul a 3-point shooter. Jason Williams, 1 of 5 in the game. You put him on the free throw line, he has 3 shots. This is something that can get him going and get his confidence up.
Isaiah earlier did not like the behind the back wraparound pass. And now you know in his mind that he's thinking, how in the world could you just do what you just did? The game is tied at 43.
And I would imagine Isaiah Thomas will be a lot harder on Tinsley than he is on any of his other players. And that's because naturally he's a point guard and he knows what it takes to be one of the greats in this league.
Tinsley tries to get the three back. And a loose ball foul. And it'll go the other way, and that's the third. And you know that's getting Isaiah thinking once again because, okay, now you're trying to get the three back, so you launch a three. And Tinsley on the season is a 28% three-point shooter. And then the end result is forget about the miss. But my two-time All-Star just picked up his third personal foul.
Yeah, Tinsley's not having a good first half. But he's playing right into the Grizzlies game plan. That's what you want him to do. Give him a little space, make him raise up and shoot the outside shot. In transition, he's turned it over a couple of times.
Bonus situation, Gasol hands the Grizzlies a lead. 1 point advantage. Second time that they've held the lead. Misses the second. Nearing a minute remaining, and tremendous job by the Memphis Grizzlies to battle back in this contest after Hubie Brown was ejected early, not even 4 minutes into the contest. Mind-boggling what occurred early on in the first quarter. Under 10 of the shot clock. Harrington fading, sweet shot. And it works. Indiana by one, 45-44.
Harrington, he's a scorer. Can shoot the outside shot, can go to the hoop. Not a lot of movement. Good ball fake, raised up, shot the jumper.
Has 9 points. Second leading scorer for Indiana right behind Artest. 10 of the shot clock. Gasol looking for Laurent instead in the corner. Battier, quick release, knocks down the three. Second three from Battier in the first half. Memphis by 2.
Good pass by Powell. That was created by Lorenzen Wright. Good post position. The help had to come. Shane was left wide open in the corner.
You see the differential. Game clock, shot clock. Harrington, no. Williams taps it to Lorenzen Wright. Williams sprinting ahead. Jay Will gets fouled as he was rolling to the basket. And a foul on Reggie Miller as he went for the swipe. And Reggie, that's his second. It sends Jason Williams to the free throw line with 4.3 of a second remaining. And everything early was Indiana. Jermaine O'Neal got into foul trouble. That certainly slowed up their cause over a 7.5 minute time period. They scored just 2 times from the floor. And really, they've struggled ever since. And the Memphis Grizzlies have been able to essentially keep pace with offensive rebounds and rebounding overall. They're just 2 back of Indiana. And the Grizzlies lead overall by 3. Miller leaving. Brad Miller, Artest, Mercer, Reggie Miller, Harrington, and Tinsley on the court for Indiana. Jason Williams a perfect 5 of 5. Short with the second. And a foul's going to be charged to Mike Batiste.
Isaiah Thomas putting in a lineup that can spread the floor. You have 5 shooters on the floor that are capable of knocking down outside shots. Put the ball in Tinsley's hands. Try to let him create. In 2 seconds now, all you can do is catch, maybe 1 dribble, then put up the shot. So in this situation, you want to keep the deep offensive player in front of you, make him shoot it over you.
Here's Artest. Gets by Gasol, no. And the first half comes to a close, and the Memphis Grizzlies lead the Indiana Pacers. The Grizzlies close out the first half on a 10-2 run. Memphis on top of Indiana. Behind the productivity of Shane Battier. 8 points for Shane in the first half. Couple of big threes. Pau Gasol had 9 and 6. And the Grizzlies are on top of the Indiana Pacers. 5%, however, in the first half, just 1 of 7. The Grizzlies are 4 of 10. Wesley Person has yet to hit a 3. Shane Battier is 2 of 3 from downtown. Second chance points, certainly a key, and the Grizzlies have out-rebounded Indiana on the offensive boards. and blocks 5.
3 of them by, of course, Pau Gasol. When we return second. As we get set to start the second half, the Memphis Grizzlies
Trailed by as many as 12 in the first half, and their three-point advantage right now is their largest. As you take a look at the leading scorers, Ron Artest had 8 in the second quarter. Pau Gasol with 9, Shane Battier, all 8 of his earned in the second quarter. And right now, everything is coming up front. Both backcourts have really struggled. Starting backcourt for the Pacers, 2 of 8. Tinsley's 0 of 4. Reggie Miller's 2 of 4. Jason Williams, 1 of 5. Wesley 0 of 3. However, there's a big however as Jay Will looks to get on track. He's now 1 of 6. Jason, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. That's huge for him getting to the line.
That's the big difference. He's found other ways to get himself involved in the game other than relying on the outside shot.
Oh! Tinsley finds Brad Miller. It's a 1-point game. And Brad Miller has 8 points and 9 rebounds.
It's one of the few times we've seen Tinsley go to the basket and really look to make something happen for someone else rather than going to the basket looking to score. And he dished it off nicely to Brad Miller.
Gasol! It looked as though that Williams had tossed it too high, but Pau was able to tap it in off the glass with both hands.
Right on his fingertips. He barely got to it.
So Jamal Tinsley gets on track, knocks it down. He's 1 of 5. And Memphis by 1. Minute into the second half. Shane Battier deep in the quarter, sends it to Williams. Streaking in a hurry and finds Gasol. So quick. And Gasol was wide open in the lane.
When Jason Williams turns it on, no one can stay in front of him. Nice pass to Powell. He gets off to a good start in the third quarter.
Jermaine O'Neal looks to back it down. O'Neal is 3 of 7, sends it out to Miller. You know, Brad Miller, over the last 7 games, is shooting 57%. And tonight he's 5 of 7. He has 10 points.
Nice patience by Jermaine O'Neal, letting all the weak side cuts and picks happen. And Jermaine O'Neal comes wide open at the free throw line. He gave it up.
O'Neal, an unselfish player. Battier for Williams in the corner. Jay Will between the eyes. 4-point advantage. This is the Grizzlies' largest. 2 minutes into the third quarter.
You see Shane Battier making a good offensive play, coming off the high pick and roll, finds Jason Williams in the corner for the three-pointer.
Here's O'Neal looking to back down.
22.
And Lorenzen Wright. A foul. And so Lorenzen earns the foul.
Nice eye contact between Jason Williams and Pau Gasol. And Pau gets it at the very top. He was looking for the foul, but he got the 2 points.
2 fouls on Lorenzen. Artest throws it up. Battier got a piece of it.
Good defense by Shane. He jumped on that left hand of Ron Artest.
With confidence. Doesn't fall. Gasol keeps it alive, and Battier trying to control the loose ball. Artest stepped on the sideline, and it's Memphis basketball. The Grizzlies' tremendous hustle.
Shane Battier on a defensive end. Great hands. Gets it before Ron Artest can get it up to the basket.
Lorenzen spins. He did not realize that Brad Miller had fallen away from him.
And it looked like he was caught in between trying to bank the shot and shoot it straight in.
O'Neal battling underneath, blocked from behind and in front. And last touch by Indiana. And Jermaine O'Neal, 3 of 8 from the field, and he is certainly struggling, and part of that struggle is due to the fact that he has 3 personal fouls.
And Pau Gasol is doing a good job of just staying in front of Jermaine O'Neal, making him make shots over it.
Lorenzen Wright drills it. He has 10 points. Williams with 10. Pau Gasol leading the way for the Grizzlies with 13. Miller cuts underneath. Gives it to Brad Miller. Jumper, no. Artest pushes off, no call. Miller gets it back, sends it to the other Miller. Short. Williams corrals. Memphis looks to push. Jay Will right down the lane, and
Pau Gasol trailing the play, running with Jason Williams. Nice jam.
7-0 run by the Memphis Grizzlies, and right now they own their largest lead, 59-58. Jason Williams, good things happen when he goes to the rack. Gasol with the big finish. Memphis shooting 42% now overall. Pau has 15. Outscored Indiana 11-6 here. Combined, obviously, 21-8 run at the end of the first half and at the start of the second half, and a whistle and a foul. And if that is a foul on Lorenzen, which it is, that is his 3rd personal.
Grizzlies come out, little miscommunication. Brad Miller gets it and goes right down the lane, gets all the way to the basket before the defense comes over to help. Grizzlies look like they came out of the timeout in the zone.
Brad Miller at the free throw line this season, 82%. As a team, they're 9th best in the NBA, 77%. An excellent free throw shooter, and the second works. Miller has a double-double. 12 points, 10 rebounds. That is 6 double-doubles in the last 11 games now for Brad Miller. Lorenzen Wright in the high post, hands it off to Jason Williams. Curving, now pulls it back. Under 8 minutes remaining. And here in the third, and Williams has it pop out.
Now, play like that, I don't know why you don't call goaltending. Indiana goes, they try to block the shot, but they hit the glass.
O'Neal travels, hands it back to Memphis. 6-point game, 59-53, 7:41 remaining in the third, and you see the turnovers. The first turnover here in the second half.
Jermaine O'Neal just can't find his rhythm offensively, but give the Grizzlies credit, particularly Pau Gasol, for taking him out of it.
8 on the shot clock. Shane leaning in, off glass, pops out, on rebound, put back good. Battier has scored double figures in 3 straight games. Dallas, Milwaukee, and now tonight against Indiana.
He worked for those two, just all-out hustle. He earned those 2 points.
O'Neal spinning and loses the handle, and touched last by Memphis.
Shane Battier with the up and under. Jermaine O'Neal comes over to block the shot, but Shane keeping it alive himself. Tips it with the left hand, then is able to get it, puts it back in.
Tinsley, 2 of 6 now, 4 points.
Tinsley's made his first 2 jumpers in the second half.
Person curling. The feed underneath, and Lorenzen Wright is fouled, and the foul is on Reggie Miller, and he disagrees with Steve Jabby's call. That is his 3rd.
Good call by Steve Jabby. Lorenzen Wright set a good pick for Wesley Person, and he was rolling to the basket. Reggie Miller grabbed him.
Grizzlies by 6. Lorenzen too strong. And last touch by Jermaine O'Neal. O'Neal frustrated certainly with his play tonight. Against Atlanta he struggled. 4 of 15 from the floor. He did produce a double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds, but certainly 4 of 15 is not the sort of night in which he is typical of having. Person leaning, foul line, gets the roll. No, Jermaine O'Neal takes it away. Person is 0 of 4. Tinsley backs down on Williams. Miller.
Oh, come on!
And a foul on Jason Williams, and so Miller heads to the free throw line.
Tinsley creating a shot for Brad Miller in a two-man game. Good pick and roll. Grizzlies had the switch on defense. Pau Gasol ended up on Tinsley. Brad Miller had Jason Williams. He threw it up to him. Miller didn't even bring it down. Shot it right over.
Over the last 7 games, Brad Miller averaging close to 19 points. He, along with Zydrunas Ilgauskas, All-Stars this year in Atlanta. Centers for the East. Of course, Ilgauskas plays for Cleveland. 4-point game right now. Memphis on top. Gasol faces up. Spins. 17 for Gasol on 7 of 12 shooting.
That's pretty by Pau Gasol. Let the defense get out of his way. Oh, then he comes back with a nice block shot.
5 blocks tonight for Pau Gasol. Underneath, and a foul. And a foul on Jamal Tinsley.
Tinsley, again, gets to the lane, gets all the way to the basket, but there's Pau Gasol protecting his teammates, comes over, gets another block shot. It leads to a nice scoring opportunity. Indiana had to commit the foul on the defensive end.
I said 5, it is his 6th. There's Battier baseline. Shane Battier, 5 of 10, has a dozen points. And over the last 2 games coming into this evening, and he's shooting 50%. Battier shooting 63%.
Nice curl by Wesley Person on a downscreen to get the shot for Shane Battier.
Time for Jermaine O'Neal to get busy. His shot pops out. Grizzlies holding on to their largest lead. Person for 3. Oh, yeah. He got it.
Now, how did Jason Williams see Wesley Person behind him? The only way he saw him is Wesley Person was yelling at him from behind, letting him know that he was trailing.
Big 3 by West and the Memphis Grizzlies on a 16-6 run. Artest underneath O'Neal. Quiets the crowd. Thunderous slam.
O'Neal finally gets an easy one. But Artest again getting to the middle, left hand. He's trouble when he gets there. He can create for everyone else.
Grizzlies lead by 9. Lorenzen stretches it out. 17 feet, doesn't go. Gasol backs it away from Brad Miller, and here comes Tinsley. Tinsley dumps it down. Jermaine O'Neal trying to get on track. And Lorenzen Wright just earned a foul. He's in trouble now because that's his foul. And he's talking to Sean Corbin, and he has to be very quiet. And guess what? He just got a technical.
Sean Corbin, he doesn't want to hear anything tonight. I don't see much going on in the box on that play. It looked like Jermaine O'Neal had good post position. Lorenzen got caught behind him, but he had the forearm on him. He wasn't pushing him.
Well, that's what Lorenzen was explaining to Sean Corbin, is that he was leaning on him with the forearm, which you're allowed to do. But you have to know that this is going to lead to that right there. Because earlier in the evening, Hubie Brown said to him, you know, hey, that's happened on 3 occasions tonight, Pau, getting fouled and you haven't called it. And he said it almost just like that. And Sean Corbin, as Artest travels with the basketball, turns it over. And Artest better watch it too. But Sean Corbin said, that's a technical. And Hubie said, why? Because, and his response was, because you said it to me 3 times. That's a new one. That's 14.
Nice find by Pau Gasol. Shane Battier finding an open spot. Ron Artest went back to double team. Shane Battier stopped right underneath the basket.
And then, of course, after that, high both feet, Jermaine O'Neal. Steve Javy from across the way gave Hubie a sec. Steve Javy must be a very light sleeper. I mean, because he can hear everything.
Oh, he has bionic ears. That $6 million man at the bionic ears.
Jason Williams. Huge three by Jason. He's knocked down a pair of big threes here in the third, and the Grizzlies lead by 11.
It looked like that huge three that he hit in the beginning of the third quarter from the corner is giving him a little confidence.
And the foul on Pau Gasol. Now Pau's just raising his hand like he's in a schoolroom.
Jason comes off the pick, and Tinsley goes underneath the screen that was set. Jason raises up, knocks down his second three of the quarter.
Earl Watson, along with Dickerson, Batiste, Gasol, and Battier on the floor for the Memphis Grizzlies. And Jay Will has certainly been a spark, despite the fact he's 3 of 10. He's knocked down 2 big threes. He's gotten to the line, and that is a key. And he has 7 assists. Here's O'Neal at the free throw line, 74% on the season.
The Grizzlies have to be careful, pay attention to O'Neal. He has Batiste on him now. The first possession, Batiste was guarding him. O'Neal gets a wide open jam. They go right back to him. He gets to the free throw line. Batiste undersized. Indiana now trying to take advantage of that matchup.
And Tinsley out, and so you have Artest Harrington, Brad Miller, Jermaine O'Neal, and Reggie Miller on the floor for the Indiana Pacers. No true point guard. Remember, Indiana, a team that owns the second best Eastern Conference road record, right behind Detroit, who is 16-11. Indiana 13-13. Artest picks Watson to the hole, and that's going to be a technical.
I think that's a bad call. Ron Artest, he's running full steam. He jams the ball, and he has to hold on to the rim, or his momentum carries him right to the floor. So he has no choice but to grab the rim on the play. Comes up with a great steal. Picks Watson, pocket, goes for the jam. Well, he does pull up just slightly.
It's that last swing. But if you are playing in this game this evening, there's one thing that you must realize, and if you haven't realized it by now, I don't know what more can be done. Technicals are flying out of this joint at a rapid pace. Thus, if you are a player and or a coach, you have to realize that anything like that is going to get a technical. For Chad Towersey and Leanne Tweeden are the experts bringing you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features that you won't find anywhere else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 coming up next only on Fox Sports Net. The Grizzlies in the second half shooting 55%. There have been 5 technical fouls called this evening, and Artest touches it last. It is Memphis basketball. That certainly is a bundle, but on Sunday in their last contest, Indiana racked up 5 technical fouls in less than 2 minutes. 4 of them came in a 19-second span, and Reggie Miller was ejected in that Atlanta Hawk contest, and you see the technicals this evening. Dickerson making his move around Harrington. Good sign. Mike D putting it on the floor and getting around defenders.
And that's his second move tonight where he's gotten into the lane and has been able to finish. And that's a huge test for Michael Dickerson, his explosiveness going to the basket.
Gooden on the floor right now for Memphis. Artest across the lane. Reggie Miller. 3. No. Climbing up for the rebound. Miller O'Neal. Sealed. Dickerson picks off the pass. 4-on-1. Sharing. Batiste finger roll. 9 points coming off of the bench.
Great fast break. Nice unselfish play. Being started by the defense by Michael Dickerson, reading the pass.
Grizzlies lead by 13. Their largest. Miller down low on the blocks. Under 2 remaining in the third quarter. Brad Miller Spins, double comes from Watson, air ball, weak side. Harrington can't handle it, and a shot clock violation. And the Grizzlies showing staunch defense.
Michael Dickerson, nice read. Playing the passing lane, coming up with the steal. That's how you run the fast break. Pass the ball, try not to put it on the ground as much. Batiste, easy layup.
Grizzlies bench has certainly exceeded the bench of the Indiana Pacers. Harrington has 9 and Mercer has 4. All that back in the first half. Watson has a couple. Dickerson has 7. Gooden has 2. And, Mike Batiste has 9. And Dickerson turns it over on the offensive foul.
Nice read by Michael Dickerson. He was looking to make the draw and kick play. Took one dribble too many. And there was Harrington there to take the charge.
Tinsley, Miller. Artest, difficult angle as he sliced through the defense and laid it up and through. Has 17 points, 13 in the first half. Watson too high. And O'Neal picks it off. Powell wanted a foul call. Tinsley to the hole. Under a minute remaining now here in the third quarter, and the Grizzlies leading by 9. They led by 13.
O'Neal got away with a little bump on Powell. Gasol was able to come up with the steal, and everybody fell asleep as Tinsley went to the basket.
8 on the shot clock, 7 on the shot clock. Gasol rejected. And it's Indiana basketball. How about Jermaine O'Neal? Gasol furious, no foul call.
It doesn't get any better than that. Great block by Jermaine O'Neal. Meets Pau Gasol right at top, full extension. Gets away from the body. Excellent block shot.
It's the first time that I've ever seen Powell make that move and somebody contest it like that.
And Jermaine O'Neal has an advantage because he blocks all of his shots left-handed. So he's going away from Pau Gasol's body, and that enabled him to come away with that one.
O'Neal 9th in the league in block shots. Harrington, 3 on the shot clock. Doesn't go. Offensive rebound. Jermaine O'Neal in a crowd. Kicks it out. Rotation. Reggie Miller. No. O'Neal. And Swift got a piece of it. And 7/10 of a second remaining, and Artest helps O'Neal to his feet.
Reggie Miller can't find the range from behind the three-point line tonight. He's had some good looks. He can't get it to fall, but late in the game, he's missed a clutch. 0.7 seconds left. All you can do is catch and shoot in this situation. Can't take a dribble.
Reggie Miller 0 of 4 in the quarter. Got it. 1 of 5. They will check. Steve Javie heads over to the official scorers table, but you talked about it, and I had just mentioned it. Yes, he had struggled, but he knocks that one down, and it's now a 6-point game, 78-72. Catches, shoots in plenty of time. The Grizzlies lead by 6, trail by 6 at the end of 1. And they led by 3 at halftime, and we enter the 4th up. Memphis by 6, 78-72.
Referees are trying to check to see if it was a 2 or a 3. Difficult to call, but they give Reggie Miller a 3. And he comes up with a huge shot to end the third quarter. It gives Indiana a little momentum going into the 4th.
6-point advantage right now for the Memphis Grizzlies. O'Neal sends it to Artest. Bobbled it momentarily. Tinsley, another 3. Doesn't go. And a loose ball foul is going to be charged to Mike Batiste. So Batiste earns the foul.
Jamal Tinsley in the second half shooting the basketball with a little more confidence. no hesitation. Once he gets it, if he's open, he's raising up, shooting the jumper.
Indiana 3 and 8 on the road when trailing after 3. Jermaine O'Neal from way outside doesn't go, and Swift boxes out Artest. This is a team that has New Jersey and San Antonio coming up on this road trip. Got off to a bad start in Atlanta. Good start for them in the first quarter, but the Grizzlies overcame their horrid start. And right now they lead by 6. Watson, 6 on the clock, and he knocks it down.
Nice ball fake by Earl Watson. And the 2 dribble, getting into the lane for the nice runner. And freed himself up with a nice ball fake.
Memphis by 8. Tinsley sends it to Artest, who has 17. Artest leans into the shot, doesn't go, and Gooden in a crowd. Artest looking to swipe it, draped all over Gooden. Quickly ahead, 4-on-4. Watson to the trailer, Gooden. And Gooden gets hammered by Jermaine O'Neal, and that is his 4th. In fact, they're going to call it on Tinsley prior to the collision.
Nice pass by Drew Gooden. Earl Watson, free throw line jumper, 2 points, and nice early offense. Getting to the basket, drawing all the defense. Drew Gooden coming, trailing behind him. 2 free throws.
Drew Gooden, despite the fact that he hasn't shot the ball well in February, 35%. From the free throw line in February, 83%. Misses the second. Offensive rebound, Dickerson. Careless by Gooden.
You don't need that in that situation. Take your time, make the correct pass.
Miller for 3. His second 3. Reggie Miller has 14. 6-point game. That's a big swing after the turnover. Batiste in the crowd underneath. Going up with authority. Mike Batiste has 11 points. The last time he reached double digits, he had 10. That was on February 3rd at Golden State.
Mike Batiste has been giving the Grizzlies some consistent play off the bench.
Batiste 5 of 5 tonight, Hawk, from the floor.
And Mike Batiste rolled nicely to the basket. Nice pass by Earl Watson. And he goes up strong. Go up and dunk the basketball. If you don't dunk it, make someone foul you.
Miller looking for O'Neal. Stroh's on him. 7 on the shot clock. Up fake. Back down spin move fading. O'Neal has 13 points and a dozen rebounds.
What makes O'Neal so tough is his footwork. Has great footwork on the box.
Gooden for 3. Rolls off the front of the iron. Hustling to get back. Last touch by Artest, who ends up in a crowd.
And Artest was looking for a foul. Incidental contact. 2 players hustling after the basketball in transition, but no call by the official.
Grizzlies lead here in the 4th by 6. Watson wants Stroh to set the pick. He does. Watson turns the corner. Stroh! He was rolling to the iron on the pick. And the putback is good, and the Grizzlies have 18 second chance points to the 9 of Indiana.
And he was rolling to the basket and had a smaller Jamal Tinsley on him. And right by him and got the jam.
Tinsley turns it over. The bench by the Memphis Grizzlies has been superb tonight. The bench for the Grizz shooting 57%. Memphis on top of the 4th. 85-77 over Indiana. Every night it's a Southern Sports Report. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout the South. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, catch the Southern Sports Report nightly, 9 o'clock Central, only on Fox Sports Net. Grizzlies, since their 1 of 9 start, have shot 52% from the floor.
Against a very good defensive team in Indiana.
Team that is 14th best in the NBA. And a foul on Jermaine O'Neal, and that is his fourth. The Indiana Pacers are 10-7 against the West overall. However, on the road, 3-5. In conference, they are 26-9. Williams, Battier, Gasol, Dickerson, Swift on the floor for Memphis. Memphis on top by 8. O'Neal remains on the floor. They need him. And last touch by Indiana. 9 on the shot clock. And Jason Williams was walking away from the scene. Now he walks back.
And Isaiah Thomas going back to the lineup with no point guard on the floor, but having Ron Artest play defense on the point guard.
Jason Williams! Oh my! 1 second remaining on the shot clock. Ron Artest draped all over him, and he throws it up, and it works.
That's in response to Reggie Miller's 3 at the end of the third quarter.
This may be Memphis's night. O'Neal spins.
O'Neal so tough on the box. Likes to go to his left hand, but can score with his right. Nice kiss off the glass.
They put Artest, obviously, on the point because they try to put that pressure on and turn the basketball over. Here's Mercer on the turnover. Dump down low. Jermaine O'Neal, left hand. No help. And a timeout taken by the Memphis Grizzlies. It's a 7-point game with 7:38 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Memphis Grizzlies on top of the Indiana Pacers. How about this by Jason Williams? All in double digits except for Wesley Person, but having Wesley Person in the starting lineup and on the floor is a good thing because the Grizzlies are successful when he is on the floor. Grizzlies are 8-5 as Wesley is the starter. Miller for 3. Punctuation. And a 9-0 run by Indiana, and it's a 2-point game with 5:35 remaining and a 20-second timeout.
The Grizzlies in the zone. You're leaving the wrong man open. Reggie Miller, that 3-pointer at the end of the third quarter, seemed to have gotten him going. He was able to knock one down earlier from the corner. Finds the open spot again in the zone. Drains his second of the fourth quarter.
He was just 2 of 4 in the first half. And since that time, Reggie Miller has been certainly more effective. He's 3 of 6. See what he's done in the quarter, both threes. The Memphis Grizzlies lead by 2, 5:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Pau Gasol 17, Battier 15, Williams with 16, and Lorenzen Wright with 10.
Mentioned Wesley Person, only starter not in double figures. Wesley Person hasn't forced a shot tonight. He still played within the offense, taking the shots when they come to him. And then down the stretch of the fourth quarter, he's been huge throughout the entire season.
Gasol makes a quick move, blocked by Jermaine O'Neal once again. Coming over from the weak side, helping out.
Not a bad game plan. He's getting by Miller, but O'Neal's coming over. The second block shot on Powell.
Tough for Indiana to operate without a point guard, but what does this say about Jamal Tinsley and how Isaiah Thomas thinks of his game?
And it sends a message to Jamal Tinsley.
Powell with the follow, and they needed that. They've been silent for better than 3 minutes.
As well as Eric Strickland, that he doesn't have a lot of confidence when you don't have either of your point guards in the game. And a close game on the road.
Looking for stingy defense. Here's Jermaine O'Neal backing down, has 17 and 14 and 1. So Jermaine O'Neal heads to the free throw line. He has 19 points.
Pau Gasol rolling to the basket on the pick and roll. Comes up with the follow. Good offensive rebound, and Jermaine O'Neal, he's taken over the game in the fourth quarter.
He has 13 in the second half. And you see those numbers this evening. He is just 1 of 4 from the free throw line, however. And O'Neal, 74% on the season. And the first. And final is good. Jermaine O'Neal with 20 points. He has 12 double-doubles in the last 14 games. And Memphis right now holding on to a 1-point lead. Gasol double comes back inside. Powell backing down. Spin, shoots over. Lorenzen right. On the weak side, the putback. That is huge.
That's big by Lorenzen. Coming over, no one blocking him out. He gets the easy 2.
Under 10 of the shot clock, Miller launches for 3. He had been 3 of 3 prior to that 3-point shot as it grazed off the front of the rim. Under 4 minutes remaining here at the Pyramid. Last home game for the Grizzlies, they defeated New Jersey 97-90. And right now they lead the top team in the East, the Indiana Pacers. Second best record in the NBA. Lorenzen kicks it out. Williams pops in and out. Second chance opportunity as Battier tapped it out.
Nice hustle by Shane. Splitting 2 Indiana Pacers, coming up with the tip out. Grizzlies reload.
Gasol thinks about making his move. Gasol double comes. Shot doesn't go. Saved once again. Or no, Sean Corbin just made a call. Lorenzen comes over. Powell comes over.
Powell can't get a call in the fourth quarter. Continues to go to the basket, but they won't give him a call.
The end result is Indiana basketball. Powell struggling in the fourth. He's 1 of 6 from the floor.
Sportsnet is brought to you by First Tennessee, all things financial. Dodge, grab life by the horns. And by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Welcome back to Memphis. Grizzlies on top by 3. 3:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. Indiana led early 15-3. Down by 6 at the end of the first quarter. The Grizzlies led by 3. At halftime, carry an advantage into the fourth quarter. And right now, up by 3. Artest, guarded by Battier. Reggie Miller sends it back. 5 of the shot clock, down to 4. Jermaine O'Neal better do it in a hurry. Spins on Gasol. Shot doesn't go, and Person climbs up.
Good defense by the Grizzlies on that possession. O'Neal got a good shot, but he was forced to shoot it a little quicker. Shot clock on his back.
Here's Gasol, now O'Neal on him. They had been effective with Brad Miller. Williams, no. Gasol just 1 of 6 in the fourth quarter, as I mentioned, heading to break. The majority of that was with Miller draped all over him.
Jason Williams, he's doing a good job of moving without the basketball when the ball goes in the post, getting wide open looks at the basket.
Brad Miller leaning in on Lorenzen. Shot blocked. Loose ball. Corral. Battier to Williams. Williams sends it to Wesley. Person knocks down the 3. 6-point lead.
There's Wesley Person. When you need a basket, get it to Mr. Reliable. Knocks down the big 3.
Has 2 threes tonight when they've needed them. Artest right to the bucket. No call. 4-point game, 1:36 remaining. Ron Artest, 19 points. Just 6 in the second half. The second half for Indiana has belonged to Jermaine O'Neal. Artest gets a piece of it quickly. Pau Gasol. Gasol right on Ron Mercer's head.
Grizzlies catch a break. Ball bounced right back to Jason Williams. He finds Powell, who goes to the basket pretty much uncontested.
Pau Gasol, 21 points and 11 rebounds. And the Memphis Grizzlies own a 6-point advantage with a 1:08 remaining in this contest. Wesley Person, what a huge three. And then Pau Gasol, this is exactly what you just talked about.
It was a nice secondary break to find Wesley Person. And Ron Artest got his hands on the basketball. Right back to Jason. Easy two for Pau.
This weekend, NASCAR shifts to the Rock for another full weekend of racing action. Friday, it's Busch Series qualifying on Speed, followed by Winston Cup qualifying on Fox Sports Net. Saturday, it's NASCAR Busch Series racing presented by John Deere on FX, followed by Winston Cup practice. Sunday, start your day with NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net, followed by the world's best drivers going bumper to bumper at the Rock and the Subway 400. NASCAR returns this weekend across Fox Network. Second-year players in their career, 20-10 games. I mean, he has outperformed the field.
That's just dominating everyone in your class. Pau Gasol may have gotten away with the traveling on that play.
That's what Indiana was calling for. The Grizzlies lead by 6. Memphis tonight, 9 of 19 from three-point range. Indiana, 4 of 15. Indiana, 2 timeouts remaining. No fouls to give. Memphis with 2. And a foul to give. 1:19 remaining. Mercer. Deflected. O'Neal. Put back. He has 22.
Yeah, important for the Grizzlies not to relax. Plenty of time left. Playing against Indiana, one of the better teams in the league when it comes to finishing games. They play extremely well in close games.
Jermaine O'Neal commits the foul. That is his 5th. 22 points, 15 rebounds tonight on 10 of 19 shooting. And so Gasol, in the bonus situation, heads to the free throw line. Pau tonight, as you see, 3 of 5. Gasol in February, 59%. And the first doesn't go.
Pau Gasol has shown that he can knock down free throws in tight situations, but when you're not shooting the ball well and you're thinking about it, the free throws take on a whole different theme when you're up there on the free throw line in close games.
Grizzlies tonight, just 15 to 24 from the free throw line, 62.5%. Artest left hand. 3-point game, under a minute remaining.
Artest continues to get to the basket with his left hand.
Artest on Williams.
Artest has quick hands. You have to watch the crossover dribbles.
Just got a piece of it. Blocked by Jermaine O'Neal. Goaltending. And a foul on Pau Gasol. That ball appeared to be coming down.
This is very close on the goaltending call. Jason goes and looks like a good block from that angle. O'Neal comes over, catches it as it's going up to the basket. Good block by O'Neal.
His 5th of the night. 40.3 of a second remaining in the Grizzlies right now, holding on to a 3-point lead. Gasol just earning number 4. The Memphis Grizzlies have won 2 of their last 3. And Memphis, they lost on Friday night to Dallas. Played the Mavericks extremely close here at home. Last home victory was against New Jersey. They won by 7, 97-90. The Grizzlies hit the road after tonight, take on New Orleans and Houston, and you see what they have done in games decided by 5 points or less.
Best in the league. What the Grizzlies have to worry about now, you have Artest, who has it going, has been able to get to the basket. But as soon as you concentrate on him, you have one of the best three-point shooters all time, especially in clutch shooting. Reggie Miller, that you can bring off a double screen, and O'Neal has had a solid second half.
Mercer. Oh! You don't mind him taking a shot. Mercer's just 2 of 8. Jason Williams.
Now, I don't understand that call when you have 3 players that are playing well in the second half.
There's no way he was the first option. Battier, this is huge. Pops in and out. Gasol on the boards. And a timeout taken by Indiana with 13.9 tenths of a second remaining here in the fourth quarter. And the Memphis Grizzlies lead by 3. 98-95. Already you're thinking about a Reggie Miller. 13.9 tenths of a second remaining. Indiana has possession of the basketball and the advanced auto parts play of the game.
A good defensive effort by the Grizzlies. A double team on Jermaine O'Neal. Grizzlies come up with the block shot. Wesley Person wide open. Nice skip pass from Jason Williams for the big 3-pointer.
So the Grizzlies tonight coming out, and I would imagine their thoughts certainly will be thinking of that man right there.
Shoot it deep.
The Indiana Pacers are 4 of 15 from downtown.
More importantly, watch out if they take a long 3-pointer and happen to miss it. Watch the offensive rebound and the kick out for another quick 3. But of course, everyone's focusing on Reggie Miller and not letting him get off this 3-point shot.
Miller will inbound the basketball.
There's nearly 14 seconds left in the game. There's plenty time to take a 2 and put the Grizzlies on the free throw line and force them to make some free throws.
They're thinking about threes. Miller didn't get a good one, and he had plenty of time. Oh, no! In the corner. They will check it. They have to check it. And Steve Jabby will come over to the table. He took an off-balance 3 at the top, and then he raced it down in the corner.
And how does he make that shot? He's facing sideways. Feet not correct.
That's good.
No question about it. He knocks down the 3.
He's done that so many times in his career.
But how about Reggie Miller coming up with this own miss on the first opportunity, getting to the offensive glass, racing out, knocking down the 3.
Remember a year ago in Indiana, Reggie Miller knocked down a 3 that was really a 2 with his right foot on the line. That won the game for Indiana. It was called the 3 and it was a 2. It is 83-82, and he does it once again. We head now to overtime.
Start your Sunday with NASCAR This Morning. Get the inside track from the pre-race show that'll have your motor running before the green flag drops. With interviews and in-depth analysis, shift your race days into high gear. NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net.
This February, you won't believe what's unfolding on new episodes of That 70s Show.
Oh my God!
Jessica Simpson's return sparks a controversy.
Get off my boyfriend!
The big secret comes out.
Don and I are engaged.
You're engaged? I get his rope.
And Fez finally becomes...
Knock, knock. Who's there? I did it!
A man. Be there for all new episodes of That 70s Show. This week only on Fox.
Start of overtime in Indiana in overtime this year. They are 6-1.
There's Reggie Miller adding another reel to his highlight tape. He knocks down a big 3. That's why Indiana, that's why they're so good in close games. They have a player like Reggie Miller, one of the all-time best clutch shooters in the league. Not afraid to take the tough shots. And again, makes it count.
The Grizzlies are 1-4 in overtime. You see the 3 Pacers with 20-plus point performances. And remember, Miller and O'Neal struggled mightily in the first half, but came alive late. And we head now to overtime. And Jermaine O'Neal jumps in a hurry, and so they'll toss it up once again. O'Neal and Gasol. Remember, O'Neal has 5 personal fouls as he hobbles away from the jump. Somebody must have landed on his foot, or he came down and landed on one of his teammates. Jason Williams has attacked the iron tonight.
Smart play by Jason Williams. The Grizzlies, Shane Battier had gone across to set the cross screen and cleared the box out. Jason Williams used his quickness to get to the layup before the defense can recover.
Reggie, here's our test down low, backing down on Battier, blocked by Battier, loose ball scooped up by Lorenzen Wright, and Wesley Person will hold on to it. Person gets it back. Jason Williams with 18 points tonight, 9 assists, just 1 shy of a double-double. On the season, Jason has 7 double-doubles. Lorenzen backs down. Lorenzen gets the roll.
Nice call by Jason Williams. Lorenzen Wright taking advantage of Jermaine O'Neal having 5 fouls. He didn't want to commit that 6th foul.
Grizzlies lead by 4. Now 2 is Miller cut underneath.
The back pick was set on Wesley Person at the top of the key. Pau Gasol was worried about his man. Wesley and Reggie Miller got the easy layup.
Lorenzen, no, tapped out by Gasol, controlled. Person calling for it, and a foul. And a foul on Ron Artest, that's his 3rd.
Ron Artest, he's so physical that his fouls look bad. They look like he's mugging someone out there. Tries to get the steal and takes Pau Gasol to the ground with the ball.
Lorenzen gives it to Gasol. Miller's on him. Pau, 22 points, trying to back down. And a foul's going to be charged to Brad Miller. Brad Miller saying, hey, I have my arm resting on the back of Gasol. But he also has that left hand.
Yeah, well, they got Lorenzen with one of these calls earlier. Brad Miller gets the same call. Pau Gasol, not enough strength to back Brad Miller down in the paint.
Under 10 of the shot clock, Jason in a rush. Three minutes remaining in overtime. Memphis by 2. Reggie Miller sent it into overtime with a desperation 3 in the corner, 2 in the shot clock. Leaning in, Artest banks it in and ties it at 102 with 1 second remaining of the shot clock.
Is this the Boston Celtics we're playing tonight? Lucky Charm, Indiana, hitting all the difficult shots.
Lorenzen short. Gathered by Miller. 2:27 remaining in overtime.
Best defensive effort going to win this basketball game.
Swatted away by Jason Williams. Doesn't have the numbers. Pulls it back. Wesley Person for 3 in the lead. No. And Ron Mercer controls the rebound. And a timeout taken by the Indiana Pacers, tied at 102 with 2:04 remaining in overtime. Timeout on the floor. The Grizzlies looking for their 2nd overtime win of the season. Overtime. Grizzlies outscored in the 4th 26-20 by Indiana. And Reggie Miller, the desperation 3. And Reggie Miller, once again in his career, providing a spectacular moment for the Indiana Pacers. And the Grizzlies are trying to fight that. And right now, knotted at 102. Artest. They have played without a point guard essentially throughout the second half. Off balance, Miller, no. O'Neal tries to save it, can't. And it's Memphis basketball. 1:48 remaining in overtime. Remember, Indiana 6-1 in overtime. The Grizzlies, their lone overtime win December 13th against Houston, 114-109. Gasol trying to get positioning on Miller. Under 10 of the shot clock. Looks to back him down. Spins left hand. Nice move by Powell.
Excellent move by Powell. Using Brad Miller's momentum against him. Spins to the left hand. Gets the jump hook to fall.
24 points tonight from Powell. Miller guarded by Lorenzen. 8 of the shot clock. Here's Jermaine O'Neal looking to clear it out. Back it down. Does. And Gasol is going to get charged with the foul. He thought he got all ball. And Lionel Hollins having a few words with Gary Zielinski. And that's his 5th.
Pau Gasol, nice patience. Comes up with the jump hook, and Jermaine O'Neal on the offensive end just backing Powell right underneath the basket. Gets to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Tonight, just 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Makes the first.
Pau Gasol now with his 5th foul. Jermaine O'Neal with 5 fouls.
O'Neal. Can't tie it up, but a foul on Brad Miller. Loose ball foul on Miller as he sent Pau Gasol into the front row.
Brad Miller, easy call to make for Steve Jabb. He pushes off. Now he has 5 fouls.
1:10 remaining. Well, the clock isn't working right now. Now it does. Clock was late. Wesley Person, high off the window.
Wesley Person scores, but that was about 5 or 6 seconds. Oh, that should have gone off the clock.
Hopefully for the Grizzlies, that doesn't haunt them. Memphis by 3. Reggie looking for a 3. Short. And it's Memphis basketball with 42.2 of a second remaining.
Grizzlies were in this same situation at the end of regulation. They came up with a good shot, didn't get it to fall, but execution very important. Don't rush the play, take your time, look at your options, and come up with a good look.
Artest on Williams. 7-6 on the shot clock. Here's Lorenzen, 5 on the shot clock. Lorenzen, 3 on the shot clock. Ren, shot doesn't go. Miller. And timeout taken by Brad Miller. Have I seen this before?
Oh, here we go again.
106, 103, 16 seconds left in overtime. 13.9 seconds remaining in regulation when Reggie Miller was able to get that 3 to go in the corner with 1 second remaining. And our Gatorade player of the game, Pau Gasol, 7 blocks. That's outrageous.
That is huge. Along with the 24 points and 14 rebounds.
That ties a career high for Pau Gasol.
Could easily have 30 points tonight. There have been several times where he's gone to the basket, where he could have been at the free throw line, but only 7 free throw attempts tonight.
Reggie Miller, 22 points, and this is what he did at the end of regulation, sending this game into overtime.
Makes a 3, turning sideways. Kids, when you look at that 3, don't shoot it like that.
No.
You can't be looking down at the other basket and turn around and knock down a 3 like Reggie Miller.
Here's the thing that is impressive about the effort tonight of the Grizzlies, going all the way back to when they trailed 15-3. Down by 6 at the end of the first quarter, up by 3 at the end of the first half, up by 6 heading into the fourth quarter. So Reggie Miller, the dagger with the 3, but then the emotions, as you know, certainly swing. And if you're the Grizzlies, you think, how in the world could he have made that shot? Well, he's done it so many times, and they've been able to battle that here in overtime to have a 3-point advantage with 16 seconds remaining in OT.
Grizzlies have done a great job of keeping their composure, keeping their cool, not panicking. Game went into overtime. Okay, let's regroup. Go out and do the same things that got us the lead. And that was get the ball to the inside. Let those guys score the double team. The help had to come. They made the outside shots. Now we'll see what happens the last 16 seconds.
Artest looking for the 2, and a foul's going to be called. And if it's on Powell, and it is, he just fouled out with 12.1 of a second remaining in overtime.
And Indiana using a different strategy this time, going all the way for the 2 points. Artest gets to the basket. Pau Gasol commits his 6th foul. Great effort by Powell tonight.
So Gasol fouls out, and Showmiles Swift will check in for the Memphis Grizzlies. So Swift in as Powell checks out. Ron Artest misses the first. Artest tonight, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, has 23 points. On the season, Artest, a 73% free throw shooter tonight. Indiana 69% misses. Mercer, no! Loose ball gathered by Williams. Racing ahead, sends it to Person, who gets fouled by Mercer with 3.1 of a second remaining in the contest. Chaotic scene, but Jason Williams, with his quickness, was able to send it into the front court safely to Wesley Person.
Indiana, they came up with the offensive rebound. Ron Mercer has to be a little smarter than that. He goes out and shoots the 3-pointer. Jason Williams comes up with the rebound. Nice pass to Wesley Person, who has a chance to seal the game for the Grizzlies.
Wesley Person with 9 points. The Memphis Grizzlies have won 2 of their last 3 games. It's a 4-point game. And this one should do it. He got it. All 5 in double digits tonight for the Memphis Grizzlies. All 5 starters. And Mike Batiste off the bench with 11 points. And an impressive evening tonight for the Memphis Grizzlies. They lead by 5 with 3.1 of a second remaining. Memphis on top in overtime. .1 of a second remaining in overtime. And the Grizzlies lead by 5. Person, Battier, Dickerson, Williams, and Swift on the floor. Miller dumps it in. Artest throws it up, doesn't go, and that'll do it. And the Memphis Grizzlies were able to shut down Indiana over the course of the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds of overtime. The Grizzlies win it 108-103, defying the odds tonight with Hubie Brown ejected early. The Memphis Grizzlies battle back. And in overtime, the Grizzlies handle Indiana. Memphis has won 3 of their last 4.
You saw a team come together, rally around their coach when he was tossed out of the game. They used that momentum to spearhead them to a victory tonight.
The Grizzlies improved to 16-36. Our next broadcast, of course, is on Friday night. Next Fox game you see right there against Utah. For our entire crew, great job. Hersey Hawkins, I'm Matt Devlin. Grizzlies win it tonight in Memphis.
47 years, 6 Final Fours, hundreds of great basketball moments. Tonight could be another. Conference USA, it's Freedom Hall in Louisville, the Memphis Tigers, and the number 3 ranked Cardinals. In Conference USA, 2 division leaders get together tonight. Louisville's win over Marquette put them atop the American, and all season long, the class team of the National has been the Tigers of Memphis with a healthy lead over Tulane and UAB. The inside and outside of it, our Star Watch tonight. Chris Massey of Memphis averaging a double-double every time out. Reese Gaines, a point guard who can score. He shot lights out at Marquette on Saturday. Bob Carpenter, Jimmy Dykes on a Wednesday evening of Conference USA. And partner, this is a good one for the month of February.
2 teams with a lot to play for, Bob. Louisville trying to lock up a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Memphis trying to increase their numbers on their resume for an NCAA berth.
Marvin Stone gets the opening tap into the hands of Reese Gaines for a high-flying Louisville offense.
Both clubs have really shot the 3 well over the last month, and they have defended the 3 awfully well.
Ellis Miles looking for Francisco Garcia. He is promptly stuffed but fouled by Rodney Carney of Memphis. Chris Massey is a load inside. They've got some athletic guys to help him out, and the guard play of Memphis could be just as good as Louisville's tonight.
Well, the guard play needs to be awfully good for Memphis. Burks needs to control this game, keep his club in position to win it at the end. Unusual start for Garcia, Bob, at this free throw stripe. He only averages 1 free throw attempt a game. He plays about 28 minutes, primarily a spot-up shooter.
John Calipari's 3rd year, 64 wins. Looking beyond the NIT, though, where they've been the last couple of years, they are definitely citing an NCAA tournament bid. Francisco Garcia, an 86% shooter, gets them both.
Bob, Louisville, a club defensively, they put a great pressure on the ball. They try to keep you out of the middle, and they defend that 3-point line with passion.
Massey back to the basket. He's one-on-one with the big fella Stone. Some help helps them get the ball away. Here's Reese Gaines in transition. Finger roll, won't go. Loose ball picked up by Taekwon Dean of Louisville, and the Cardinals will keep it on a good hustle play. I asked Rick Pitino yesterday, what was your vision for this season? He said, I was hoping we could be a bubble team. By the 1st of March, they've gone way beyond that with a record of 19-2.
Yeah, the only bubble concern, are you a #1 seed or are you not? That's the bubble they're sitting on.
How about
Pretty
that?
good place to be.
Here's Stone. Up high, matched against Juan Irwin, one of the best leapers Memphis has. And then look at Marvin keep it alive. He has been a huge difference maker here.
Yeah, without his size, Marvin Stone, Ellis Miles has to play the 5 spot for Louisville and not near the basketball team if that happens.
Gaines defending very well on Rice on the perimeter. Massey surrounded. Burks thus open just inside the arc for Antonio Burks.
And that's the key. He's only taken 3 3-point shots on the year, but he's very good at that 15, 16-foot mark.
Speaking of 16, that's how many shots he took against UAB the other day. He hit 13 of them in scoring 27. Garcia for 3. And what was almost a fadeaway shot from the corner.
They love to run Garcia off baseline screens, Bob, and you talk about a guy that is a catch and shoot. 32 in white does it well. Oh, look at that pressure on the ball. My goodness.
Burks for Massey. And a grab by Marvin Stone as Massey made his move toward the ball. Quick substitution for Calipari, Billy Richmond, who used to play at Vanderbilt. He's a driver, a penetrator, and a scorer.
Bob, there are only 29 of the 325 Division I teams that foul more per game than Louisville. Memphis can do damage from that charity stripe tonight if they're on.
You know, Chris Massey, who did not play high school basketball, a work in progress. Great move there. Then Irwin got the loose ball, and Rice knocks down a 3, and Rick Pitino wants a timeout. Not happy at all with that sequence.
You know, Memphis has a lot of length about them defensively. So they get a lot of touches, a lot of deflections. You let Massey operate one-on-one. The double team doesn't come quick enough. The double team needs to be there early instead of late on Massey.
Great doubleheader we have for you tonight. Conference USA and later ACC. Steve Blake and the 13th-ranked Maryland Terrapins to the road against number 8 Duke. Cameron will be rocking tonight. ACC Wednesday presented by Staples. You can log on to ESPN.com for more on college hoops.
And what else do you need to say, huh? It's Maryland versus Duke, a huge key in that ball game. How healthy is J.J. Redick's ankle? He's been struggling as a shooter lately. If he's on tonight, Cameron will be going nuts. And don't call me in my room after the game because I will not answer the phone. I'll be locked in for 2 hours.
Here's Gaines. A little off to the left, and Reese is 0 for 2. Ball over the baseline, back to Memphis it goes. Well, Antonio Burks, a great job running the Memphis offense this year. A better than 2-to-1 assist to turnover, 82 assists. He's only turned it over 34 times.
Memphis not real complex in their offense, Bob. A lot of 4 out, 1 in, or 3 out, 2 in. They just attack and make plays.
Good shot fake by Burks, and Antonio is 2 for 2. And Memphis, after trailing 7-2, 7 straight now. Visiting team has not missed a shot, and Louisville turns it over again.
Good job by Memphis to caboose Garcia and chase him on that curl and made him speed the play up a little bit, force the turnover.
Memphis Tigers have been hot shooters during their 5-game winning streak, knocking down half of their threes. That one a little bit long from Anthony Rice. And then great work down low, Richmond.
Well, athletically, Richmond's as good as anybody in this league. He can be a factor when he has a nose and a mentality to attack the offensive glass. He is not a shooting threat right now.
Ellis Miles will take a 3 since they're laying off. And 2 Tigers there to rebound. Massey tells Richmond, I'll take it. And now for the Tigers, 9 unanswered points. Freedom Hall, quiet all of a sudden.
Bob, you have to catch and get in triple threat position against Louisville. You look how much heat they put on the basketball on every catch.
Massey gets that pass with 10 on the shot clock. Pulls his way in, but he traveled. Massey and Stone going at it tonight. Louisville came out on fire. Memphis takes control with 9 consecutive points, and they lead at 11-7. And Billy Richmond, a guard down there making a play in the post. Tigers off to a good start.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball, brought to you by Staples. Get back time. Go to Staples.
Memphis Tigers, good guard play from Burks, good inside play from Chris Massey. A team with some definite NCAA aspirations. Carpenter and Dykes from Freedom Hall tonight. And how about these Tigers? What are they going to have to do last part of the season to get in there?
Well, a great win tonight would really help these guys out. Their RPI has got to get better. They're 39 right now. Hold it right there. Look what Louisville's doing to Chris Massey, Bob, to start this ballgame. They're pushing him off the block. Look how much distance there is from there to the lane. That's too far for Massey to do anything, so it's a good job defensively of pushing him off the block, and then he makes him into a passer. That's the game plan for Louisville going in.
Chris Massey out the first 7 games of the year. 5 games because of academics, then of course another 2 games because he had attended a pre-NBA camp. And when he came aboard late in December, they knocked off Illinois, and they've been a viable top 25 sort of team ever since, although they haven't broken in there quite yet. Here's Marvin Stone. That ball goes flying up off the shot clock. And Memphis has had 3 or 4 really good defensive stops in a row now.
Like I said, they got a lot of length about them defensively, Bob. They cover up passing lanes. They take away vision. They've got a Haas on the inside, Massey, that can push you off the block as well.
Up high is Irwin. Billy Richmond. He's being guarded by Eric Brown of Louisville, who just checked in. Richmond, good dish. Underneath, and the flush by Dwan Irwin.
Good finish by Irwin, huh? I think that's what Kentucky, you can talk a lot of things in college basketball right now. Kentucky finishes when they have an opportunity better than anyone in the country right now. Rick Pitino talked to us.